Hello, this is Kylie from Hello Crafter, and this video I'm sharing with you today features one of the cards that we're making in July's card class. This one features a couple of brand new products. The first are these printed cards and envelopes. These are a SALE-A-BRATION item, so you can earn a pack of these, 20, 10 of each colour, in SALE-A-BRATION, which is July and August. For every £45 you spend, you can choose something within here for free. So that's one of the things that you could choose if you wanted those. They're really nice and very versatile, so you could use these all year round, from Christmas to birthdays to weddings, baby cards, everything. So these are going to be a really good staple in your craft supplies. The other product here is this lovely paper, this gorgeous foiled papers. This is called Splendid Day, and it's in the July to December mini catalogue, the brand new catalogue. This suite is just so, I just love the colours, and the foiling makes it extra special. And this lovely stamp set that coordinates with the papers, but you could use these papers with anything really. They make really gorgeous gift bags and boxes, I think, as well. So this is what they look like in full glory. So you've got the foiled side, coppers, this lovely fresh freesia colour and gold, and the soft sea foam on one side, and then some more subtle patterns on the back. I love this. It's like eucalyptus, I think, and some nice neutrals. So for your card, if you've received the card class pack, this is what you will be getting. You've got the 2 cards and envelopes, 1 in each colour, and you've got these pieces here. So you've got, again, 1 of each of these colours. This is Pool Party in Fresh Freesia, and this measures 9 centimetres by 12 centimetres. And then you've got 2 or 4 pieces, 2 of each size. The larger white panels are 8.5 centimetres by 11.5, and the smaller ones are 8 centimetres by 11. And then you've also got some of these punched out bits and pieces. This is from the double oval punch for your sentiment. And you've got some gold thread from the elegant twine, and pieces of paper. And I've given you plenty. I've given you 3 designs, this sort of size. So you've got the reverse and this side to work with. And you'll be doing your own cutting, your strips yourself, because I wanted to kind of give you a big enough sample so you could see the papers rather than just cut it up for you into strips. So the first thing you need to do is cut your papers up into strips. These are 1.5 centimetres wide. It doesn't really matter how wide your strips are, but I just thought that was quite a nice size for this sort of sized panel, and it's a really good kind of card layout technique for using up scraps of papers as well, if you like to use up all your last little bits of paper. So I am just going to, I could probably cut, because I've got a new blade on, so I could probably cut through 3 sheets at once if I'm careful. Let's see how that goes. So I'm just going to cut myself a couple of strips of each of the papers. Just making sure they're lined up properly. I'm going to see how I get on with that, and I'll cut myself a bit more if I need to. Now, you need to take the smaller of the white pieces. So just make sure you've got the smaller bit. And we're going to start just laying these down on a diagonal. I'm going to add the glue in a line to my card when I've worked out sort of roughly where it is. In fact, I'll move it up so I have a larger piece overhanging one side, and this one goes right up to the edge, to the corner. And I'll do that, putting the glue on the base rather than on the strip, so I don't have too much glue on the overhanging pieces that I'm going to trim off. So I'll get maybe another strip on next to it. Let's put this one on here. And I'm going to leave a little gap. And you don't have to. You could just butt them up next to each other and don't leave a gap. But if you like to have a little gap of white showing, you just have to make sure that they're as even as you can get them, so everything's straight. Now I've got 2 down, but now I want to reverse the direction so that they're coming up perpendicular to that. So I'm going to put a line that way. I'm going to butt that up, but leave a little gap so it's perfect right angles to this one I've just laid down. And I'll get another one next to that. Trying to keep all these white spaces as even as I can. And I've got 2 going that way now, so I'm going to do 2 going the other way. I'm just going to keep going like that. Until I run out of strips, and then I'm going to do some trimming. Another one that way. And the good thing about this glue is it just gives you a couple of seconds to wiggle it into place if it's not quite straight. So they're all down. And if you want to just give it a few seconds to dry before you start cutting, it always makes it go a bit easier if you haven't got them moving around. So if you flip them over, and then just use the edge of that white piece as a guide to trim off. Try not to cut into the white panel. You want to kind of keep it as straight as you can. Okay, so now we can use these pieces to fill in some more of the gap. And then just need to square off the ends so that I can just fill in some of these extra gaps. Some of these little tiny triangles are worth filling in as well. They look so much better. Okay, so once you have filled up all your spaces, then you can take one of the larger white pieces and glue that on so you've got that white border around. If you do end up having to trim this a little bit because you've chopped a little bit too much off, then go ahead and do that. This one's not too bad. So I'm just going to glue that straight down. And then you've got your coloured piece that you can mount that straight onto now as well. And lastly, that can all go on the front of your card base. So we can decide whether we want to have it landscape or portrait. And all we need to do now is add a sentiment. And I'm using this Sending Hugs sentiment, which is in the Splendid Thoughts stamp set, and Fresh Freesia to coordinate with my papers. So I glue that down now onto my scalloped oval there, and I'm going to add a bit of the gold trim to the back. So I find the easiest way to do that is taking a little piece of the tearing tape and a little piece of the twine, stick the end down on the back and make little loops, little figures of 8 to stick out from the other side. And if you do 2 or 3 loops, that should be enough, like that. Just make sure they're pretty stuck down, and I'll put some foam pads on the back. And decide where I want to place this. So that is it, and it's a really lovely card technique, like I said, for using up scraps of paper. So if you give this a go, then send me a photo. I'd love to see what you do with this technique. Thanks for watching. Bye.